Welcome back to Fourth and Troll Fantasy.
And now on to our waiver wires, because we need to replace a lot of people. Good Lord.
Yeah, a lot of guys to replace here this week. A lot of injuries came in and a lot of things to talk about here. So a handful of players here. Going to go kind of broad strokes here at the beginning. Obviously, Brandon Aiyuk out for the season. Deebo Samuel, I don't know what the turnaround time is on pneumonia. I don't know. We're probably looking at him being back next week, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure. I don't know what yacht party a bunch of different NFL players went to this week. There were too many people out sick, just like illness.
Crazy.
It pissed me off. Okay, I don't know whose fruit punch got spiked, but screw you guys. Okay,
it traveled to London.
I'm pissed off. Okay, it's annoying. Anyway, but so the 49ers wide receivers. There are a handful of guys here that you can take a shot on. Juwan Jennings is going to be the top ad. And then you obviously have Ricky Pearsall, who just played his first game, saw his first game action. He's going to be a guy that if you're wanting to not spend a ton, and maybe he could be a guy who actually does end up, he's a first-round draft pick, okay? I hate the dude, but he's a first-round draft pick. So I think it was a bad pick in hindsight, and at the time I thought it was a bad pick. In hindsight now I'm looking at it, hey, maybe he'll be effective for redraft fantasy football this year. He's another guy. And then a sneaky one here, another rookie wide receiver, Jacob Cowing. He was involved, low snap percentage, but I wouldn't have expected him to be a part of the game plan. But he's a guy they really like and have given some good opportunities to in the past. So in that order, it's going to be Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Jacob Cowing. Similarly, as Wes just discussed, we are going to be without a couple of Bucs pass catchers here in the next few weeks at least. Don't have any word, like we said, on Mike Evans, but we're looking at I would make the assumption he's at least out next week. Their bye week is week 11. It wouldn't surprise me if with a hamstring, if they want him to just get like fully set. You know, you talk about Cooper Kupp last year in the offseason when he messed up his hammy. It's disappointing. You wanted to see Mike Evans get that NFL record of the next 1,000+ yard season. Hopefully he can come back and do it, but he's another guy we're going to need to replace here. So, again, these Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass catchers in this order: Cade Otton, Jalen McMillan, rookie, and Trey Palmer, second-year wide receiver. Those three guys as well are going to be massive, massive pickups here. You do with that what you will, but in that order is how I would prioritize those guys if you wanted to do that. Now, to get a little more specific here, I mentioned him already in Victory Lap. Drake Maye, he needs to be picked up. I'm in a position where I was really hoping Kyler Murray wouldn't do as well as he did against the Chargers, because I might be without Jaden Daniels next week, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. But Drake Maye has been a top 10 quarterback each of his first two starts. He was the QB6. I believe he is a guy that they're going to let air the ball. He threw it like 40 times this week. He is a guy that they're not going to be in games, and I think there are going to be opportunities for him to run with his legs and use that rushing game as well. Run with his legs as opposed to handstand running, by the way. But I think Drake Maye is definitely worth a pickup. In continuation with that, Pop Douglas, his top wide receiver, his go-to guy. Listen, it's disappointing. I had Pop Douglas in multiple lineups this week. And again, this illness, whatever happened, he posted on his Instagram today, you know, going to get right from this food poisoning or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what just happened. But 3 targets on the first drive, and then we didn't see him again until like the second half for like a couple plays. Disappointing stuff. But he has 9 targets in 3 of his last 4 games, over 12 fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 games. He's going to be Drake Maye's go-to guy. He's a guy that's out there on your waivers that you should be grabbing, and especially if he gets dropped potentially, if someone is maybe a little disappointed after a low-scoring game. So those are guys. Wes, take it away.
I got one more because those are all the obvious ones, especially fresh off of the Monday night injuries. In case none of those pan out, because we all believe that those are the priorities, there is still Cedric Tillman, my waiver wire ad for the week. And this is not just because Amari Cooper is gone. This is not just because Deshaun Watson is done and they're going to try to find something else. This guy had an amazing amazing off-season camp. He was great. And the reason was because Jerry Jeudy was hurt for most of the offseason. And you saw the chemistry is not there with Jeudy. And sure, 3 different quarterbacks touched the field for Cleveland, but Cedric Tillman is no joke. He had a lot of deep ball touchdowns from Watson and from Jameis Winston, okay? So there's a lot there, a lot of potential from Tillman. So for me personally, because of the scramble to get a 49ers wide receiver or a Buccaneers wide receiver, I would wait until Wednesday morning to get Tillman, use the waiver wire priority and the fabs to get those guys on those NFC teams, and then try to pick up Tillman if it doesn't work out, or if something, or maybe you get everything and he's still available. So there's my waiver wire ad. Don't forget about Cedric Tillman.